have I been making any progress or am I just kidding myself? Hi, my name is Muthoni and I'm on a journey, rather an experiment where I'm trying to figure out if I can possibly change my life completely in 6 months. Why 6 months? Well, because according to research, which is like hundreds of videos that I've watched on YouTube, podcasts, papers, studies that have been done. 6 months is a good enough time for you to become completely unrecognizable. And for the last 6 weeks, we've been on this particular experiment, this journey of ours of trying to change my life completely in the areas financial, hobbies, home and environment, my personal image, and everything in between. And I've gotten to this point where I'm like, I have not really been tracking my progress. So am I making any? One of the things about goal setting is you have to have goals that are measurable, which I do think I have, but I have not been keeping track of exactly how everything is happening. Have I been doing new things? Yes. Literally almost every day, if not every week, there's something new that's happening in my life. But am I keeping track of how well I am doing the new things? How many times am I showing up and doing those things? I have not been doing that. So towards the end of this episode, I'm going to tell you exactly how I will be tracking and how I'll be conducting my weekly analysis as well as my monthly analysis, because we are making progress, if I'm being honest. The progress is there. I've just not been mapping it out. I have not been paying attention to it, which means I have not been taking the time to actually celebrate my small wins, which is not cool because we need to be celebrating all the wins. So let's get into this episode. Time for my first Boda riding session. I'm doing this with my Boda guy. He's gonna give me the basics. That's the whole idea of this session. He's gonna show me some basics. And then once I get that, because also like a lot of trainers prefer when you have a bike so that they can come train you with your bike. I don't have a bike yet. I'd love to get one. I definitely want to get one. So right now I don't have one. My Buddha guy has a bike, so he's gonna teach me the basics. And then once we get a bike, we can now have like a personal trainer, and by then I'll be starting from scratch exactly. Cause yeah, I'm so excited. We've been trying to do this for the last 3 days. 3 days. And schedules were not aligning. I'm wearing boots for safety, my work boots. Well, slash hiking boots. They're actually hiking boots. I'm wearing them for safety because I'd like to have like a nini shoe, a heavy shoe. I am also wearing a denim jacket and this nini on the inside. Again, in case I fall, I'm like, yeah. But I'm not trying to fall. Wavoizan was putting that thing in my head, Jana. And I refused it. Okay, you can see. So, oh, new angles. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is the year where I'm trying all these things I've always had a crazy idea about. I've always wanted to buy a bike.
Twende place kuna shade so that I'm able to see.
So naweza gurumisha haitasonga. Okay, so tujaribu.
Ebu ngoja kwanza. Tuanze kazi. Sa si nika ku ride bike. I think lazima uanguke. Eh? Ah. Ebu nini tuoneka utafikia? nafaa kushikilia nikitoa.
Ama una bado ikiwa ni nini? Unaweza toa hiyo sasa.
Alafu nimeshikilia. Ehe. Weka nguvu ya ugali. Kanyaga hiyo kitu usistay. Kanyaga hiyo kitu. Yeza. Kanyaga, weka ugali. Yes. So, how ni loosely. Nikifanya
Usiku unaenda ukiwa kwa jam.
Mm.
Usiku unaenda
So number 1 ni
ama unaweza bado control na moja.
una control na kumoja vipi?
Yaani
Kaende kaende kifo cha mende.
In terms of my social life, I know, I said I'm gonna try other types of events, but for now, actually, technically, if we're being honest, Kikuyu Love Sessions is a different type of event because one, I have never been to Kikuyu Love Sessions, so I decided to check out Kikuyu Love Sessions, one, because my friend was performing, and two, I actually had no one to go with, so I had to go by myself, but you know what happened? I made friends. So going for social events by myself has never been a problem. But I was like, I knew I was really out of my depth with this one because I've not gone for a Kikuyu themed anything in years, if I'm being honest. I have not experienced anything of the sort for a while, but this is how it went down. And I really, really enjoyed myself, if I'm being honest. Unaniambia ama unaniambia? This babe killed it. She killed it on stage.
Go in it, the sound on like
So if you walked out of a toxic situation, next song is for you. In fact, let's make it two. Next two songs is for you.
Hello, Kikuyu Love session! My dad always tells me we sing that song wrong. And it should be
Don't be shy. This is Wanja. She's an artist. Where can we find your work?
On IG,
Okay.
Wanja_Gitau.
Wanja_Gitau.
Yes.
Find
And
her
I'm such a
this
fan of
art.
Muthoni.
Amekuwa akifanya amazing body art huku hivi all day na tumechoka. Mkono nimewaona pale like wamekuwa wakifanya body art.
Old lady. My mgongo is just like your favorite.
When your mgongo starts saying things, I'm not calling it.
But my mgongo is
Your mgongo is saying no. Please go check out her art.
Thank you.
Please. And also, isn't she gorgeous?
And subscribe.
Ukiona picha yoyote ya mtu ako na face art from Kikuyu Love Sessions, responsible. This one.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
I love you so much. Thank you.
This one's so cool. Oh, yes.
Warudisha jamhuri yetu nyuma, nchi ya kitu kidogo, ni nchi ya watu wadogo, ukitaka chai
Panga intervention, machache ni mzema. Got a lot of conversation. You walk all I need, nothing at a pressure. Oh, I'm gonna come I am alive. I'm busy the machine. Roho yo mwiti zote wewe. One of the things I absolutely loved about Kikuyu Love sessions was at one point I was standing backstage. Yes, I ended up finding myself backstage, but I was standing there and I was looking into the crowd, and all I was seeing was just joy, nothing but pure joy in people's faces. People were singing, people were smiling, and I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely beautiful. Guys were singing along to the music, and I was just like, wow. Like, joy is such a beautiful thing to witness, and I'm so glad I was a part of that entire thing. And the most importantest part for me was when the chant of must go started. I was like, they did not disappoint. I would have been very disappointed to be outside and people don't do that chant. I would have been very disappointed. I'd have been like, I'm in the wrong place. But people actually did the chant more than once. People forced Eric Wainana to get back on stage to sing Daima. Yeah, it was like, we don't care that you're done, because us, we're not done. I absolutely love it. Will I be going back to Kikuyu Love sessions? Oh, definitely I will. I think I would want to bring friends next time as well, like, so that they can experience the whole thing. But like, I really enjoyed myself, and I'm grateful, because the funny thing was, like, even by the time my friend was inviting me, tickets had run out. There were no tickets on sale, but mimi ni nani, we found a way. We manifested a ticket into reality, and I ended up enjoying Kikuyu Love sessions. And I know there's Ngemi coming up. I've never been to that. I understand they're very similar in vibe and style. I'm not sure if I'll be going for that or not, but now I can tick off a Kikuyu musical concert off my bucket list. It wasn't there, but we can write it and tick it off. Okay. Okay, so now that we're talking tracking progress, let me walk you through what I have so far for my weekly analysis. I haven't finished the monthly one, but I have an idea of what that's going to look like. Have I actually done anything with it, or have I just written it out? Let me see. Yeah, it has 0 cards, so it's just the columns. But I have the weekly analysis template that I'll be using. So the idea behind this is that I'm able to come up with goals every single week and then break that down by days. So even if, say for instance, like on the financial one, I was going to tell you about this. So now that we've started our Buddha lessons, now that we've started like writing the Buddha, like I mentioned, sometimes it's actually easy, not sometimes, every time it's easier for you to be taught when you have your own Buddha. So, or your own bike. One of the things I've always wanted is a bike. I've wanted a bike since like 2014, since I was like 24. And I remember like when I first mentioned this to my mom, and she was like, oh, you know, those things are dangerous, da 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 da. And I remember like, I think it was back in 2015 or 2016, like early on in the year, I lost a friend due to an accident, and it was like a hit and run, and they were a biker, and he was one of those few people who, when I told them I wanted a bike, they were like, yeah, get one, we'll teach you defensive riding and everything. And so he was like a very proficient rider. So when that happened, I wouldn't lie, I got scared. I genuinely got scared, because I was like, he was so good and that happened to him. So what about me? With my Kalitu body, with my 0 experience, I got scared. So I kind of put that on the shelf for a while, until I started this project. When we started this project, let me first tell you, this place is far, okay? This place is extremely far, and it takes me so much time on the road, and I can't Uber here every day because the Ubers are expensive. And even if I say I'm going to take like a Boda from my house to this place every day, it's also mad expensive. Like, that's the same as me getting those Bodas on on loan and just paying that same amount to them every single freaking day, because like this distance is quite far. So when we were here, I was talking to my friend and they reminded me, like, I've always had an interest in getting a bike. And I was like, I know. And she was like, yeah, you should consider it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to consider it. Because also right now, getting a bike it could be easier and faster than getting a car right now, especially the kind of car that I want. So I was like, you know what, this makes sense. And also it's something doable. So one of the goals that I have for this new week is I want to, in terms of financial, I started a savings account for my bike. Okay, I'm speaking to the universe. I'm telling the universe, I'm ready. Send that bike my way, darling. So what I've done is, one of the goals that I have this week, or the intentions that I have this week, is I will make small sacrifices in my day, where like that distance where I usually take a Buddha, I choose to walk and then put that 50 bob in my savings account for the bike. If I was gonna buy, like, what are the things I buy on the road? Like those things like snacks. If I was gonna buy like 3 lollipops, I put that 30 bob in there. I'm like, I know 30 bob doesn't seem like much, but when you start counting all those two things, where like you can my idea is to make small sacrifices during the day, and then put that money in there, and then that's on top of like me saving a certain amount every day. I'd given myself a limit of I'd are we okay? I had given myself a limit of like 150 bob a day, where if I can get 150 bob away from those to 30 bobs, 20 bobs, 50 bobs here and there. And then at the end of the day, because I use M-Pesa a lot, at the end of the day, there's this thing. Okay, I mentioned I use Shrooms. Shrooms has this thing where it tells you to round off your thingy. So if say you have like your balance is like 664 bob, they tell you, do you want to put the 64 shillings into your savings, that you're left with just 600, so you have like a round figure. So my intention is to do that at the end of every day, where I round off my expenses for the day and put the whatever is on top on Shrooms, and specifically on the bike saving whatever. So we'll see how much we'll have saved by the end of the week. And then the other thing that I have to do in terms of finances is I want to track my expenses every day. I told you I have a weakness. I mentioned I have a weakness, and the weakness is around when I think my money is running out, I stop tracking it, and then now when it's time to kind of like fill in the gaps, it becomes very exhausting. So fill in the gaps, it means like I have to actually manually write all my expenses down, and then go back on the app and start filling them in one at a time. But it's always easier to just update them as the day goes by. So this week, one of my challenges, or one of my goals, or one of my intentions is to make sure that I track every single thing, include it in my tracking app. Every time I make a purchase, I make a payment, I make something, I make sure to include it there. So now what I'm doing is, for each of my categories, I'm going to write down my goals and intentions for the week, and then I will go through that. Then I created a daily action table. Okay, my daily action table has like actions that I want to do for like each day for all the categories. So I have to fill that in and say, okay, on Monday, for instance, is I would like to say like in terms of work, on Monday I would like to say film a video. And then also like with the week, I have this idea of like, if this week I want to make sure I post 2 videos, I have to make sure that like the goal for say this week Thursday is making sure that I post the video, and then another goal like I have can be posting on social media the whole week. So basically like each day I can come and write for each of the categories what my daily action is for the entire week. Okay, and then after that, this is where Kizungu becomes Mputi. I've created another table where I'll be giving myself a percentage in terms of how I performed during the day. So for instance, if say in terms of finances, let's say I've said that it's Wednesday, and the challenge for Wednesday, or the goal for Wednesday, is to not spend any money. Maybe because I'm coming to site aside, apart from say I say I'm not spending any money all day apart from like fare. So I actually have to come and rate myself on if I actually fulfill that or not out of 100. So I'm going to give myself a percentage. So the completion rate is going to be like a percentage, and then I'll have a weekly average. On finances, what was the weekly average? On personal image, what was the weekly average? If like personal image is to make sure that I I do my skincare every day. Or what is that? Yes, that's like physical, whatever. No, physical well-being is walking to site every day. Is there a day I cheated and actually take a Buddha or a tuk-tuk? I include that where I get 0% that day. So that's basically the idea. And then after we do that, so we can take the weekly average, and then now that gives me the monthly average when we do the monthly whatever. Then I have a completed task. Then after that, the other category I have, oh, and then I also have highlights on my day. It's like, was it a high performing day? Was it an average day, or did I struggle? Then I go to challenges and adjustments. So this one is to take a look at like any challenges I faced in every category. What habits or routines didn't go as planned. If like I was planning to meditate every morning, is there a day I skipped? I was planning to do my skincare every morning, is there a day I skipped? And then we include that there. And then we put adjustment and fixes, because it's one thing to recognize challenges, but we don't want to leave them there. So like, what are the small immediate changes that we can make that will help us moving forward? And then we include that. So, and then on top of that, we have our insights and trends, which is basically what are the patterns that we are noticing throughout the week? What are the things that keep repeating themselves? What are the wins, small or big, that we've achieved? And then now I've created another table for performance trend, quite similar to the other one. However, with this one, I'm using like just emojis, and then I have indicators where it's like financial on Monday. Are we progressing well? Is it a yes or a no? Do we need more attention? Are we improving or declining, or is it a major win? For instance, like I can say on financial, let's say if the idea is for me to be able to save like 2,000 baht by the end of the week for my bike, and let's say by Wednesday I've managed to save my 2 Gs, I can go like, oh, that's a major win, and then it's progressing well and it's improving. And then if next week I'm able to do like 5K, you get my point? Like, so I go for each of the categories and kind of indicates how well we're doing. So in like one look at my table, I can tell you if I'm slacking or if I'm doing okay, if I'm on average on a specific category of my life. So the final one is about like adjustments that can be added into the following week, which like after going through everything from this week, what needs to be added to next week. So does that mean, do you have anything that rolls over into the following week? What are the adjustments that I can make from what I learn from this week into next week that can help? What are the things that I've noticed? So that's what my fifth column is going to be about, and that's essentially how I will be doing my weekly analysis. And then now on top of that, I'm going to be doing my monthly analysis, which is going to be following the same exact thing, but now it's like on a broader scale. So in terms of like, say financial, we can say we have like a certain goal, which can be to pay off like this much of debt by the end of the month, or to earn this much money by the end of the month. When it comes to like work, I can say I want to have posted every single week, 3 times a week. When it comes to socials, I want to have posted every single day for 5 days a week, or 3 times a week on TikTok and Instagram and all that. In terms of like knowledge and stuff, I would like to have gone for all my swimming lessons and at least the one Buddha lesson a week, if we can do 2. And then also, what kind of progress am I looking at in that department? Like, do I want to be able to like say with the Buddha, I'm confident enough to write by myself, I'm confident enough to start without asking for help, I haven't fallen, whatever it may be, I get to decide what that looks like. So I'm going to have monthly goals and intentions, and then now we come the part where we have daily actions and progress tracker. Now it's going to be the weekly tracker. So we see week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then we see areas that need improvement, and then it's the same thing. We're going to have our challenges and adjustments. What are the things that we need, like we think we need to do better the following month that need to be adjusted, etc. That was a lot of talking, huh? So yeah, the sun is hitting you. So that's basically where we are right now as far as the experiment is concerned. I think I absolutely like the idea of tracking everything, tracking my progress, because right now it's going to be, with this, it's going to be easier to know which areas are easier for me, in terms of like, I might notice that I'm doing very well maybe when it comes to the hobbies department or the financial department, but I'm doing terribly when it comes to like, say, well-being, in certain aspects, right? So it will be easier for me to know where to put my focus and where I've been very heavy-handed, and then I can adjust accordingly. If I'm not tracking any of this, it would be very hard for me to adjust, because I wouldn't know what to adjust, because I'm just going with the flow, which technically is what I've been doing. Am I doing like a lot of things and they're not pushing me forward, or am I doing a lot of things that are working out for me? So yay. The following episodes, or in upcoming episodes, I'll be able to tell you how the tracking is going, and then what I'll be doing also is like I'm going to also add a session. Like you see the way we have the categories when you have the episodes, we usually have the categories as they go down. I am also going to then add one where at the end of each episode we track the progress from that week and the progress so far in each of the categories, so that we see where we need improvement, what's working well, what's not working, why is it not working, because those are like the questions that I also want to ask. And then like there's this question that I had, like, did I overcommit or underestimate the time needed for something? Moving forward, for each episode we will definitely be doing like a progress tracking bit at the end of every episode, just to see the trajectory that we are currently on. Yay! So I will see you in the next episode 7 of our experiment. Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for being a part of this experiment. Sorry that this particular episode was late. I will not lie, I have been overwhelmed with work. I've not had enough time to do my edits, but I have had a lot of time of filming. But now I think we are sort of getting back on track, so that's good. Thank you so much for spending your time here. Thank you for being a part of this experiment, and also for every person who's been sending me encouraging messages because they are on the same path, or they are like doing their own version of this experiment. You go, girl. I see you, and you've got this. I will see you back here next week with another episode, but don't forget, we do got a vlog coming your way on Sunday. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.